Good morning. Welcome back from spring break. Got a couple book talks for you. Really quickly, though, I'm going to remind you that if you did the spring break reading bingo challenge over the break, make sure you bring your form back to the library no later than Tuesday, April 4th by 3:15 if you want to be entered into the drawing. If you want to come and do one of these video book talks, remember we'll give you 3 bonus entries into the drawing, so just come on down here. It's really not that scary. If I can do it, you can do it too. So anyway, I read 7 books over the break, some of which I enjoyed more than others. I'll start with, this is the first one I finished. I actually listened to the audio of this book, and I like this author, Sepetys. This is a historical fiction about the sinking of the Wilhelm II, which happened in 1945. And from what I've read about it a little bit, it was the single largest loss of life in a maritime disaster. But a lot of people didn't hear about it because they didn't widely report that this happened. The ship was being used to transport German civilians, Nazi Party members, people like that, when it was struck by a torpedo from a Soviet submarine. So, but it's not just about that one particular thing. There are several different characters that you're following on their way to this ship, and then you hear a little bit about what happened to, I think maybe there was a survivor or something like that. So, but anyway, it was pretty good if you like historical fiction, especially if you like stuff from World War II. You might want to check it out. This one I didn't enjoy so much, and I was really kind of disappointed because I really liked the other author, or the author's other book, The Weight of Feathers. This one is about a girl who comes out of a water tower, like she's inexplicably inside of a water tower that they're demolishing, and she washes out of it, and this boy who talks to her and kind of, welcomes her and calms her down a little bit when she comes out. They become really good friends, and there's a lot of interesting little details, but I felt like they really tried too hard to make the point that they were making, and there was a lot of repetition of very similar details and phrases that put me off and bogged me down in the story. But some of you may like it. I don't know, you can give it a try. I also read Black Lives Matter. This is an informational book, and they did a really good job of presenting this in a relatively unbiased manner. It's not a super emotional presentation of it. Definitely primarily informational. There's timelines, there's details, there's both sides. But check it out if you're interested in learning more about this particular movement. I also read Strong as the New Pretty. I really, really liked this one. This is a book of photographs of girls just being themselves and doing things without regard to necessarily what you're supposed to look like and you're supposed to do as a girl. It kind of is trying to send the message that, you can do whatever you're passionate about and without fear. Strong is pretty. Definitely recommend it. I finished this book over the break also. This is A Conjuring of Light. It is the 3rd book in the Shades of Magic trilogy. I really, really, really like this trilogy. I'm not going to tell you too terribly much about it because it's a 3rd book, but I enjoyed it. It was huge, especially compared to the other 2 books, but if you haven't started this series, then I would definitely recommend coming down and checking out the first book. I talked about it a couple book talks ago. Lastly, Every Hearted Doorway. I read this one on my phone as an ebook. It was really, really, really good. I didn't really know much about it before I started, except that it was on the Hub Challenge. I knew that it was about a school for wayward children, but the premise of the story is that the people that go to this school, who are primarily girls, there's a couple of boys in there, that they have stumbled through a doorway to another reality at some point, and then they have had to come back to the real world, and this school is helping them kind of move on from that. If their door opens back up, great, they can go back to whatever nonsense world or logical world or fairy type world they went to, but if not, then this school is to help them kind of figure out how to be themselves in this world that they're not really super excited about being in. But like I said, there were several things in the book that surprised me. I really, really, really liked it, though. I will be buying it for the library, but probably won't have it in until the fall. fall. So anyway, that's all I've got for today, and we'll see you on Thursday with a tip of some sort.